What up guys, it's me EMDRONES. Today I'm going to show you how to properly update your Revolt OSD or Revolt V3 flight controller. So let's get into it. Let's reboot flight controller into DFU mode. If you are not seeing this, welcome to DFU mode. You are going to have to download the ImpulseRC driver fixer, which will get you to this window. Then you can properly download the 569 firmware, which is now integrated into the GUI. So give it a second, let it erase the chip. Once it erases the chip, it's going to write the new firmware onto the chip. Yeah, now it's doing the writing. This may take a little bit, so just be patient. So on this build, I'm using a Bolt 4-in-1 ESC with a Revolt OSD flight controller. And the proper way to do that is to just, from the breakout cable, take out the positive and negative that will power the Revolt, and it is high voltage, so you could just solder it onto the battery pads or the ESC tabs to get proper power for the Revolt OSD. The Revolt OSD and the Bolt 32 are the only stacks that will work together unless you get a 5-volt Polulu or regulator to power up the Revolt V3 with your Bolt 32, because the Bolt 32 does not provide 5 volts out. Alright, so it's now flashed onto 569, so let's get right into it. I'm doing this setup with a Spektrum. So Spektrum, we're going to click on that if you're doing Crossfire or Tyrannus. Click your proper receiver. Click next. On this one I am using a tramp, but I don't have selected the smart audio, so I just clicked other. On this one I have a Bolt 32, so it's BioHeli S, so I will click BioHeli S. I'm running my props reversed. If you are not, just click no. So we are done with the pre-steps. Let's get into step 1. This is my racing setup, so it will be racing. You can click freestyle if you're doing a freestyle setup. There's 3, 4, 5, and 6 inch or higher, so this is a 5-inch racer, 5-inch. In this step you want to place your quad flat, it should be flat already. Tip it on its nose, make sure it is on its nose, camera facing forward. And that's it for step 1, board orientation and everything set up. Let's go to detect receiver. Receiver radio is on, so we should detect receiver. Spektrum is on 2, Crossfire is on 22. So step 3, set up the sticks. So make sure you guys read all this. Start doing circles, make sure you get into all the corners. I always go left and then right, 1 or 2, and then just set them idle. Right stick in the middle. Whenever you're ready, click next. Just move them. I did that really fast, but you get the picture. Click your arm switch for this one, and then it will initialize the arm switch on whatever switch you clicked. This is going to be on my arm switch. I fly with direct mode and brain drain, so the arm switch is usually channel 5. So if you see it on channel 5, you are okay. So I'm going to have brain drain, direct, and arm on channel 5. And then we are going to set up Koopa mode. So Koopa mode is going to be on an auxiliary switch. So click on that. Click it on right now to get onto the auxiliary switch. Click next. Once I'm done with this step, I usually turn off my radio because there's no more need for it. So I'm turning it off. Make sure to see it turned off. This is where you don't want any props on, guys. Remove your props. Connect the battery. Let it beep, and then once it beeps, press next. This is updating the ESCs. On BOHeli32, the ESCs are already updated factory from BOHeli32, so this step isn't even going to be in there. You will just have to calibrate your motors and ESCs and then make sure they're spinning the right direction. So step 4 is done. Wait till all the ESC tones are done, then click OK. Now you do have the right ESC firmware on your ESCs, so click OK. Make sure everything looks even, everything on this is perfect, so we're good to go. Step 5, calibrate motors. Battery should still be connected, so press next. And this is to ensure that there isn't a bad calibration, so it's going to ask you to disconnect after this. So disconnect your battery, press next. Now plug in your battery. This is when the calibration starts, so wait for all the tones. Once you click that, it's going to finish the rest of the calibration process. Once you hear all the tones and the ESCs register, click OK. That's it, there's the ESC calibration. Let it save. Battery should still be on, so let's get right into step 6, which is fix motor directions. And this step is going to start up each motor one by one, so make sure they are all spinning. If they are not spinning, if they're coggy or something, try raising up the startup power, which would be clicking on the no, and then it would raise up the startup power to 7. On this one, everything's spinning right, so we just press OK. Then it's going to calibrate the ESC orientation, so make sure you're clicking on the proper motor that's spinning. Once you do that, it's going to save the variable on the 4th, so we only need to do 3. Now before I usually get to this step, on step 1 I always check my motor orientation, so I know that motor 1 wasn't spinning right, so I already know which one to reverse. So you just click the one you want to reverse and then save. Wait for it to finish up the ESC calibration, wait for it to save. After that, it's going to start spinning all the motors again. If they're spinning in the right directions, then click yes. Once you're done with this step, you are done with the steps for calibration and configuration. Now let's just get into the configuration tab so I can show you how to set up the OSD. So the first steps for OSD is craft name. This one I'm gonna put RaceFlightOne as like a clan tag, and then EMDRONES. Make sure everything here is okay. To set up LEDs, I'm using the Furious FPV LEDs, which have 7. When you click LED mode onto whichever mode you want, we're using Party Fast. You can do LED with USB, and once you save this and plug in, it will light up your LEDs. Then we want to go into our internal OSD. If you have a OSD board, configure OSD layout. It's going to save and get you into the layout page. So here's where you customize your layout. So my craft name is going to be top left. Is how I usually do it. Just going to show like my clan tag, RaceFlightOne, EMDRONES. Up here I'm going to put my battery picture as voltage, so it's going to show a battery bar. You could put your crosshair in the center. This is my race rig. I don't have RSSI, but I'm going to show you how to just put RSSI if you want. You could click any of these and configure them however you want. So this is how I did this one. When you're done, press save and exit. And once you're done with that, you are done with your OSD board. We'll get into the PID menu. For PIDs, I usually go Captain Vanover with Captain Vanover rate. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I am going to tweak it a little bit. This is my usual tune for my race rig. So right here in the drop down menu, you want to click Captain Vanover. If Captain Vanover doesn't work for you, you can click any one and try it. So these are my usual rates for my race rig on the Volt 32. If you guys seen any of my videos and you like how it looks, feel free to try these. for my rates on the captain panel where I just raised my expo a little bit. These are the new filters, the single frequency filter and low, so just click save. And you are ready to fly. So just go back into the setup menu, make sure everything says completed. Everything went through the calibration, so you're good. If you liked what you saw, please follow, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to use coupon code EMDRONES to save 5% off of your RaceFlight.com orders. Thank you guys. Hope this helped. If you like it, thumbs up. If not, give me a thumbs down. Let me know. I know my microphone sucks.